Speedsters are some of the most iconic characters in superhero films and shows, and yet they somehow are portrayed as weaker than the other characters around them. For example, Red Rush from the Invincible series. When Omni-Man attacks the Guardians, Red Rush was the only one giving them a fighting chance. Red Rush sees everything in slow motion, and he can think at super speed. Using this, he should have known there was no chance the Guardians or Red Rush himself could beat Omni-Man in a straight up fight. But the worst part is that Omni-Man was somehow able to do this. Red Rush had to have seen Omni-Man reaching and just decided to let it happen because again, he sees everything in slow motion. He would have saw Omni-Man reaching and simply pulled his hand back. It was shown earlier in the fight that Red Rush was able to block some of Omni-Man's punches. He could have easily relocated the Guardians and notify Cecil of what was going on or something, literally do anything other than what Red Rush did. Although the Guardians might not have been able to kill Omni-Man, they could have at least survived, especially Red Rush. There's no chance he gets killed by Omni-Man. He could just move out of the way of any attack or just flee the area. Another good example is A-Train from The Boys. A-Train has super speed and has been shown to have speed reaction by getting into Huey's car and seeing Starlight's powers in slow motion. And yet he's constantly bullied by Homelander, and people actually thought that A-Train might die in the latest season of The Boys. Though A-Train might not be able to kill Homelander, there is no way Homelander could kill A-Train. Because again, speedsters have super speed and speed react. Anything that is thrown at them, they could see before it hits them and move or run away. A-Train should be untouchable and one of, if not the strongest supes in The Boys. Yet another example is Quicksilver from the Avengers Age of Ultron. How does he even die here? I get he's moving Hawkeye out of the way, but he would still be able to see the bullets coming. He could have just moved Hawkeye and himself further away. They did a much better job with Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. But even then, he was somehow caught by Apocalypse and got his leg broken. I don't get how Apocalypse was able to even comprehend what was happening because as he was getting punched, only a millisecond at most had passed in real time. And then Jean Grey was able to move the platforms Quicksilver was running on. So is she able to think at super speed? It just doesn't really make sense to me. He was moving so fast that he would have been able to get to her before she even knew what was happening. Characters with super speed should just be untouchable. They can do whatever they want. Realistically, they should be the most overpowered characters in whatever show or film they're in. And if you're going to make a character with super speed not be overpowered, then you have to do what the Incredibles did. They did a great job with Dash. He had super speed, but he wasn't flash fast. He only ran like 200 or 300 miles per hour, which is perfect because he could still be hit and he wasn't OP, but he was still a great superhero. And lastly, we have the CW Flash series. That show could have lasted 1 or 2 episodes a season, and that's it, because the Flash would defeat every non-super speed villain with relative ease. The only characters that would give Flash trouble are speedsters like Reverse Flash and Zoom. Everyone else would be a cakewalk for the Flash. He's able to run up to them, cuff them, and bring them in without them ever even knowing what's happening. And yet they somehow managed to milk 184 episodes out of the show because they made Barry have the intellectual capacity of a toddler. And then there was the Flash movie that released last year. There were way too many scenes that just shouldn't have happened. For example, when past Flash got shot in the leg, I understand he was young and new to this super speed, but he has super speed nonetheless. Him getting shot shouldn't be able to happen. Or at the end of the movie when Barry just decided that they couldn't change the outcome of Batman or Supergirl dying. That doesn't really make any sense. I'm assuming this world had kryptonite in it, so they could just super speed to grab some kryptonite and start stabbing all the enemies one by one. But even without the kryptonite, they could have beaten the Kryptonians. The movie showed countless times where they somehow got caught while moving with super speed. Now I understand the Kryptonians are fast, but even in the movie they say they're not as fast as the Flash. Now, I know this video is kind of just me ranting, but characters with super speed are constantly disrespected throughout shows, when they should be the strongest characters in their universe. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm hoping they show more of A-Train being a powerful character in The Boys, and I'm hoping they come out with something actually good for a Flash movie. But that's all I have for today, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.